Welcome. Dude, can you get off your phone? Dude, stop playing the flip bets.
No.
Oh, are you doing your best bet segment?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. All right. Welcome to episode 10 of Hold Down the Fort. Yes, it's already episode 10. We're reaching that double-digit mark. And because of that, that gives you ever more the reason to like, subscribe, and share our channel. Other people might be interested. It's really been a pleasure thus far. I think it's what, like 2.5 months, if not certainly well. But yeah, it's been really fun so far. And let's get right to it. I mean, let's talk some NFL. I mean, let's talk about the Super Bowl, right? The Chiefs, they won 30-35 in a pretty amazing game. What is y'all's kind of biggest takeaway from the game? I haven't really thought of mine yet, to be honest. So if one of y'all wants to go first.
To me, it was just a coaching masterclass from Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy. I think we saw it on those pivotal drives, pivotal downs. That's when they just showed all their hand, showed everything that they've been keeping in the works throughout all the preparation. They put it all out there on the field. They went on, they executed the script perfectly. And when the script didn't work, Pat Mahomes did his thing. I mean, it was a masterclass from that perspective. I found it really funny. Now that we've had a few days a whole week basically to kind of see the aftermath, both coordinators from the Eagles gone, head coaches. Specifically, what interests me was the defensive coordinator. He is now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. But the funny thing is that he basically just got dropped. He got left in Arizona after the Super Bowl. And it was like a polite way of being okay, yeah, you're not returning to the team, but here, go interview with the Cardinals, your franchise, here you go. We're leaving you there. Yeah. So honestly, that was really intriguing to me. I think it said a lot about their performance in the big game. I think the offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, is a great hire for the Colts, but Jonathan Gannon, he's in purgatory now. So kind of tells you a lot about how the game went.
Yeah, I'll also keep my take pretty short as well, because I was going to say Andy Reid is just so impressive. I mean, the first half, things aren't really going your way. Absent that scoop and score, it's a 27 or 21-7 game going into halftime. And I'm not sure you really come back from that. The Eagles could probably pound the ball and run out the clock, maybe. But things aren't working for you offensively in the first half, and the complete adjustment. I think I saw a clip of Darius Slay talking about this a bit earlier yesterday. He just said that the second half was a completely different game from the first half, and you have to hand it to Andy Reid and the schematic adjustments and strategic adjustments that were made in that second half. It looked like Patrick Mahomes was just better than everyone else out there, and obviously that takes a lot of time from him. But I think what really isn't being talked about enough is the actual decision making that allowed him to do that from Andy Reid. I mean, you talk about there are a couple different plays where I saw some film that was earlier in the game they ran the jet sweep motion pre-snap, and they went all the way around, and they tested the little half move that Kadarius Toney pulled off, and I forgot the other receiver that pulled
Sky
off.
Moore.
Yeah, Sky Moore. But it was just a masterclass from Andy Reid, in my opinion. How about y'all?
Dude, I thought the halftime show was pretty fun to watch, man. Rihanna came out, performed some of her biggest hits, and that's why it's proven that she's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
She cemented her legacy yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If someone cemented their legacy at the Super Bowl, it was Rihanna.
Yeah, I was talking to someone about the halftime show, and they said they're kind of disappointed. We didn't get a surprise guest. We didn't get an outfit change, but it's Rihanna. I mean, does she really need that?
Yeah,
she has so many hits. You
got to give her credit. She isn't a performer,
and
she came out of
and she's pregnant.
Yeah, we didn't know that. She didn't.
So ASAP.
Yeah,
ASAP going crazy.
ASAP and her have had their first child already, and we have the second child on the way.
Yeah,
that child's gonna be so beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. It's also crazy because I think the last two Super Bowl halftime shows have been my favorite two, male and female artists respectively. So got Kendrick and then followed up by Rihanna. I mean, how much better could that?
Bro, Sam, why are you giggling over there?
It's poetic because
sorry, you really caught me off guard with that last comment you made.
Yeah. It's man, those two are just go to their respective. No, I hesitate to say GOAT, but they're elite. In their respective
very
fields.
elite.
Yeah, but moving on to
Wait,
more.
before we move on, can we get like a 1 to 10 rating of the halftime show?
Oh.
I can start it off.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. 8 was a number in my head. I would say it could have gone up, if there was like maybe some more guests,
Yeah, but
maybe like a cheeky little outfit change, a little
Yeah,
intermission,
maybe.
but overall great performance.
But how about you?
Yeah, I like to compare halftime shows to the previous year. And I think this one compared to last year, I think the songs were really iconic. So I'm gonna give it like an 8. Like I'm just gonna ride with 8 too.
Sam?
I mean, it was all right. I don't know if I'd go 8, but like I could feel like 7, 7.5 maybe. I don't know if
Alright,
I'd go
let's be
that
honest.
good 8, but
Let's be honest. Did you watch the entire halftime show though?
oh, the entire thing, nah. No, I'll keep it.
There, see, that's why.
Yeah, if you watch the whole thing, you would understand.
I mean, honestly, my favorite was The Weeknd. He was my favorite.
That was a pretty good
That was
performance.
pretty. I liked it.
Yeah.
My favorite halftime show.
So
of all
he's
time
been my favorite
my
one.
favorite halftime show of all time was the Shakira
and
and
J-Lo.
J-Lo. They brought up
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's
J
fine.
Balvin. We have a live audience, by the way. Neil, what's your favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
Scream it, yell it out.
It's gotta be The Weeknd.
Okay.
He says The Weeknd.
Yeah, okay, so I got someone with me on that. All right.
Oh, bro,
I mean, yeah, that's it. It was fine. I mean, like I wasn't disappointed or anything. Like it was
By the
cool. I
way-
just don't know if I'd go as high as you guys.
To all the viewers, if you ever get the chance, I would highly recommend looking up on YouTube the Michael Jackson halftime show. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but he literally comes out on the stage and stares into space like he's a statue for like a whole 5 minutes. He's just like this, and then halfway through he like flicks his hair and goes like this, and just does it again. It's like one of the most funny things I've
That's
seen.
still
in a while.
unnerving.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy's already like a little
Yeah.
creepy in my opinion, but all right, let's get to the next topic. Jalen Hurts also had a very, very solid performance, extremely impressive in my mind. I don't think it's something that's being talked about enough, really. 27 of 38, 307 yards and a touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns, which is also crazy. Did this cement him as a top 5 quarterback in the league? Anyone want to, Sam, you kind of want to take it first here?
Yeah, so I was honestly really impressed. Like I did not see it coming. It felt like he kind of did everything for his team. He put him on his back in a way I wasn't expecting to. And we can nitpick it all we want. Like saying the rushing touchdowns weren't all that impressive because you just jump in from the 1-yard line. Like, okay, how many guys on a team can do that? But no, overall he was still amazing. 300 yards. Didn't have the run game support that you would want. He was the run game. Miles Sanders nowhere to be found. Boston Scott did good, but didn't feel like we got a lot of them. So you really don't have much of a run game other than yourself. And his receivers play good. A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert was incredible. He made some catches that left me shocked. And Devontae Smith was good too. So he had it going for him in the passing game. Didn't quite have the running that he wanted. But I was impressed. I was super impressed. It felt like with a performance like that, you shouldn't end up on the losing side. But, it is what it is. He really only had the one big mistake. He tries to switch the hands on the fumble, loses it, and that leads to the scoop and score. But other than that, I feel like he played almost a flawless game. Great completion percentage, no interceptions or anything. So that was great for him. And to answer the question, after seeing that, I'm 100% on board. I think he has to be considered a top 5 quarterback. I know, what was it, 2 weeks ago we played the game where we were like, throwing quarterbacks out there who we think may or may not be better than Jalen Hurts with Vinay. But I think that's a done debate. He's got to be top 5. He's gonna make a push for number 3, honestly, behind Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. I won't put him over Josh Allen yet.
He made it
but,
for
Allen.
I agree. Based off of this season's performance,
I gotta see him do it for one. I gotta see him do it for one more year. When stuff goes wrong, can you still be just as good? And if he can prove that to me, then I'll probably put him in that 3rd spot right behind Burrow and Mahomes. For now, I'm going to put him at 4. I am going to leap him over Lawrence, and I'm going to leap him over Herbert. We can talk about that if anyone has a blatant disagreement. But for now, Jalen Hurts is my 4th best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with a couple of things
With Lawrence or Herbert?
Well, here's the thing. First, I don't think that Jalen Hurts is necessarily a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's definitely top 7. I'd have him at 6 or 7. I think that my order of best NFL quarterbacks right now is Mahomes at 1. What's his name? Josh Allen at 2, Burrow at 3, Herbert at 4.
So Josh Allen is still above Joe Burrow after getting the break speed off of him in the playoff game.
I still think
in Buffalo.
I still think he's a better quarterback in my opinion. I think he has more arm talent than Burrow has naturally. Like if you put Burrow in the Bengals offense, maybe it wouldn't work like right away, but with the weapons that I don't know. I just think Burrow has like less arm talent than Josh Allen. That's just my opinion. Like when I watch, like I'm more impressed by some of the throws that Josh Allen makes, and I don't think that Burrow can make all of the throws that Allen can make. I also think that I'd probably put someone like T Law or maybe even like Aaron Rodgers in the top above
No.
above
I mean, all time, I'll put Rodgers
above
above.
Hurts above Hurts in my opinion, because I still think like I don't know. I think Hurts's game is still a bit too one dimensional for me to put him in the top 5. Like I don't think
You
that
just saw him drop 307 yards on beautiful 50-yard long bombs. I mean, what more do you need to see from him
I
to say
mean,
that he's
we
Okay,
got to
first
take
of all-
it with a grain of salt. He was playing behind a historically great offensive line.
yeah.
I don't expect that O line to be as dominant next year, so I think it's going to be a real evaluation of what he does like out of
I
stretch.
mean, yeah, next year
Also-
will be big. But to say, I mean, I can hear out an argument for most of the guys, but to say that Aaron Rodgers after this year is
Okay,
still
maybe
above
not
him feels
Rodgers. Maybe not
impressive.
Rodgers. We also have to look like at the situation he was in Green Bay. Like I don't know. Like, do you
I
think
mean, I
Hurts
just have to
would
look
have
that he's 39.
ask yourself? Do you think Hurts would have made that Green Bay team look better than Rodgers?
Well,
Oh
here's the
yeah, I
thing.
think
Think
with that
if you
Packers
drop
O
A.J.
line
Brown
and
from that
Christian
Packers team,
Watson.
I think that
exactly.
A.J. Brown like
That
was a complete lift for Hurts's career.
yeah.
Rodgers needed that. Like after Adams left, Rodgers needed that to continue to be elite. And
Yeah, I still like I obviously think that Hurts is an amazing quarterback, probably at 6 or 7 for me. I wouldn't put him over those other names that I named just because I still think his game is a bit too one-dimensional. You have the 50-50 ball in the Super Bowl to AJ Brown. You have a bunch of wide open passes to Devontae Smith, who's just an extremely good
I guess
I don't see like you have to ask yourself how many times is he making super impressive throws, right? I don't
the
see
ones,
that.
some of those throws to Dallas Goddard that are even if they're only 15 to 20 yards, some of the holes that he slipped that ball into to get to Dallas Goddard were incredible.
I don't know. I see it. I don't know. I just think there's a huge gap between him as a passer and the other guys we talked about. And I think that because of that, I don't know.
I just have to say, let's just like keep in mind that at the beginning of the season, there was legitimate question about him as a serviceable starter in the NFL. Like at the beginning of this year, there was no conversation. So I think from there going to an elite, borderline top 5 quarterback
Yeah.
is still really
I
impressive.
think you have to look at the jumps too. It's not like he doesn't go each year without making progress. He's made huge, substantial jumps from year to year. And last year when he made a jump, he didn't have AJ Brown. He had Devontae, like, we'll give him that. But that Eagles team is not the same last year with only Devontae Smith as it was compared to this year with AJ Brown. So he's shown the ability to consistently improve year upon year and build. So I'm excited to see what he'll do next year to vault into the conversation further. But I mean, for now, I saw what I needed to see. Josh Allen has been in 0 Super Bowls. Trevor Lawrence has been in 0 Super Bowls. And Josh Allen has had every opportunity to be in a Super Bowl too. So I think we kind of have to start looking at that.
Yeah, I think it's a fair argument. I think we can agree he's pretty close to 5 fringe top 5 quarterback. And like Vinay said, I think the more important thing here is how much he has progressed this season. So really excited to see how much more improvement you can capture going into next year. With that being said, I think we could maybe talk about another NFL quarterback in Derek Carr. So he officially got released. What team do y'all think would be the best fit for him? Would he be a starter on most NFL teams? What are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's definitely a starter. I mean, most teams that are looking at him see him as a starter that they're probably going to pay. If I had to take a guess, they'll pay him in the $30 million a year ballpark from what the reports have been so far. The Jets are obviously the most linked team to him because you feel like they're only a starter away. I think he could probably start on half the teams in the league right now. But my pick would be the Commanders. I think that's the most ready team for him at the moment. Opposite conference. If he goes to the NFC with Brady retiring, he's the 4th best quarterback in all of the NFC. I mean, Rodgers.
Let's also
Hurts, Dak, and that's it. I mean, who else is in there?
I think that,
Sorry,
sorry, yeah, I think just today, I think Eric Bieniemy is now the
Yeah,
new.
Eric Bieniemy got hired as the
So the
offensive coordinator.
Commanders
That's true
argument,
too.
your argument makes that much more sense because like
Yes,
that's
now that you bring in a capable offensive coordinator, you've got Ron Rivera, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. That's a good building receiving core there. Curtis Samuel's there. Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson, a great, not a great run, a good run game. We know what that defense is with all those first round picks. So that's my pick. I feel like the Commanders are immediately definitely a playoff team if they can sign Derek Carr. Other teams he's been linked to, Titans, Jets, could also very much improve. But my personal pick is the Commanders. It seems like they kind of want to roll with developing Sam Howell, which confuses me, even though he showed some promise. But Derek Carr did also talk to the Saints for whatever that's worth, about possibly going there.
I'm
So
gonna
we'll see where he ends. We'll see where he ends up. But my pick's the Commanders. How about you? Well, Vinay, I already called on you. So I mean, what do you think? Is he going to the Saints? Like, what's your reaction to that if he chooses to sign with the Saints?
I mean, first off, like I love that fit on the Commanders. I'm with you. It makes the most sense to me. Sam Howell, good, but like that's a roster capable of winning now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think now is the time to develop. I
Especially
don't
in the
know.
NFC where you're so depleted.
Exactly. And so, I think last week or a few weeks ago, Derek Carr was meeting heavily with the Saints. I think he took 4 meetings with us
Damn.
across like 4 or 5 day span. So I was keeping up with that closely, and from what I saw, like these recurring meetings, I was genuinely convinced that he might sign with us. And when I was thinking about that, how that would look, I think it's good. I think he gives us a premium over a guy like Andy Dalton, definitely over James.
Jameis Winston.
But do I really want him? I think that the Saints are kind of in a rebuild mode. Like I'd rather take a chance on a rookie.
But now, what did the Saints do with Michael Thomas? What do you think they're going to do with him? Because he's the biggest cap hit in all of the NFL this year. In
I wanted
the
to trade
entirety
him.
of the NFL.
I wanted to trade him after week one. I think it was last year, like 2 years ago. Week one, when he re-injured that ankle against the Buccaneers in the first game.
I don't
Right
think you
after
can
missing an
trade him.
entire
Like
season.
I physically don't think.
Yeah, right after missing an entire season. As soon as I saw that, I was like, we need to trade him. Now we haven't really done anything with him. We've let him do what he wants, rehab on his own. I honestly just think that in this rebuild, we need to get this man out of the building. I think his best years are behind him. Let Olave develop. Let the younger guys, Marquez Callaway, maybe
Sharif.
Rashid Shaheed,
Yeah.
next Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? But as it relates to Derek Carr, yeah, I'm kind of glad that he passed on us because he eventually came out and said that he won't be signing with the Saints. We never know. We'll see if he comes back to us later on. But, I take it kind of personally that he passed on us after 4 meetings.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, that's why I'm repping my Drew Brees.
I don't know if they have the cap space though to pay him what he wants. That's the thing too. Like if
Yeah,
we look at the
I wouldn't
offers he's
want- I
going to
wouldn't
get
want-
from teams.
That's another reason why I
Exactly. I mean,
want us
that's
to develop a young
yeah.
quarterback is because we're in a rebuild. We need to like unload all that dead cap and get these cheap guys in the door and develop them. So
It's appealing to take a guy like Derek Carr when you see you're in the NFC South and Brady's leaving and all these teams suck.
Yeah,
And especially when the Panthers say that they want to sign Carr too. The Panthers want to take him. I know that's what seems like the mock draft spot for Anthony Richardson, but it seems like the Panthers want to look towards Derek Carr too. So
Yeah, I also have a question. So, we're talking about these teams like the Commanders, like the Jets are probably having a win now mentality. Do you think that Derek Carr is good enough to actually take them like the distance and make them a competitive late playoff team? Like, I'm not so sure.
for the Commanders, yeah.
You actually think so though? Like, look, like his.
I just think
performance was
it's
pretty
more
bad.
the conference. It's more the conference than it is Derek Carr himself. Like I don't think that is true for the Jets. I think the Jets pretty much stay the same with Derek Carr. But with the Commanders being in the NFC that's so weakened, like if we look to next year, you're going to have the Eagles, the 49ers, who else? Like who else feels like a lock to make the playoffs, really?
There's always
You have seven.
there's always teams that come out of nowhere and like
I know, but
surprise you,
the Commanders won't beat those teams.
yeah.
I feel like you have 7 teams now that make a playoffs. You have a good roster and a fairly weak schedule and conference. If you're the Commanders, you look to a guy that's just better than Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz and what you've had. I think that would be enough with the weapons that you have there, the picks and the cap space, plus the defense. I think that would be enough to get you in get you pretty deep. You could probably make the second round with Derek Carr if you're the Commanders, in my opinion. I would feel good about saying that. To a
If you
certain
put your
extent.
mind to it, if you practice, anything could happen. You know, you just gotta
Yeah.
believe in yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I
Yeah.
guess that's true. But like, Vinay, do you think that Derek Carr is like elite enough to take them to like second or third round in the playoffs? Like, I don't know. Like, I know we were talking about this earlier in the NFL where like we didn't really necessarily think that he was that impressive, right? Like, do you think that he could take a team that far, even if he has the weapons around him?
I think that with the Raiders, there were so many holes on that roster
Mhm.
that really aren't talked about a lot.
O line and defense.
Yeah.
I think what Sam said is spot on. With the Commanders, he can progress. My worry is in the Commanders' ability to win that division.
Mhm.
I think that to make a run, they're gonna have to make it on the road. But they have that dog in them. They beat the Eagles this
Yeah,
year.
that's the thing. I don't think you have to win the division. I think you can win and be in the wild card and still face a team like the Vikings in the first round who are just fraudulent. Like I don't think you're going to need home field to progress if you can get matched up against a team that's just not very good on the other side.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think their floor with Derek Carr is the 2022 Giants. We saw them win a road playoff game. Obviously,
Exactly.
but I think that
That's a good
they would do a
comparison.
better job than the Giants in the divisional round with Derek Carr, with a more complete team. So
Because they have the receivers that the Giants don't.
yeah, I mean the Jets, like in my opinion, they need to swing for the fences with Aaron Rodgers to really compete.
Yeah, because you're in the AFC. That's a totally different story.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this has been a pretty good discussion. Do we want anything else to add before we move on to the next segment? Or
No, we can get into some basketball talk here because we got a lot to talk about after the deadline.
all right, very cool. So, NBA, the Lakers sit at 13th in the West right now. They're 26 and 31.
That's updated now. We've made a few. They're 27 and 32 now
Okay.
at the
It's
time we're filming this.
Big update.
Still 5 games under 500, which is like not very impressive. But I guess the question I have for y'all is, do you think they'll be able to make the playoffs this year and maybe make the play-in? Thoughts? I guess Sam, you follow the Lakers probably more than any of us.
Yeah. So the 27 and 32 is definitely a big factor, and you're 13th in the West. But we got to remember what the West Conference looks like right now, how packed it is, and how like it's full of average. It's so deep, but so full of mid. When we look at that conference respectively, really no difference between the 4th seed and the 13th seed, which is crazy. I can't think of that. But aside from that, before I even get into that point, the Lakers are 1-0 with their full like new roster, all playing together with D'Lo, Beasley, LeBron, all them guys on the court that they just got. And I watched that full game against the Pelicans, and they finally blew a team out who you should have blown out. And it was good to see. It felt like everyone clicked without Westbrook on the court. It felt like the quality of your play really went up. But to get back to the question, I mean, I think this new look Lakers, you got to make the play in. You're about 2.5 games out right now, probably 2 games back of the play in. You're 3.5, 4 games back of the 6th seed, which is where you realistically want to get, so you don't have to play in the play-in at all. If they just gotta make it. I don't trust any of the top seeds in the West right now, other than maybe the Nuggets. But look at like 2, 3, 4. You got teams like the Kings in there, and that I just think you could catch them quick. And the Grizzlies, Kings, Mavericks, all these teams that are sitting in the middle of the West, the Jazz, that are very beatable, especially with a team like LeBron, Anthony Davis, and these role players that are clicking. I mean, I don't know for sure if they'll make it to the play-in, but you would think 2.5 games back, 23 games to go, with a roster like this, with LeBron James, you cannot miss the play-in 2 years in a row, much less the playoffs. But you got to at least get to the 10th seed.
Yeah.
This is the guy we call the GOAT. We're gonna have that debate soon. The GOAT cannot miss the play-in 2 years in a row with Anthony Davis and all these role players playing at the level he is now. I'm going to say they make it because I got faith in them, and this roster looks good. So that's my pick. I think they will reach the play-in and hopefully the playoffs. But, Michael, I know you're a fellow LeBron GOAT guy. I got to hear your take on this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to ask the question everyone is probably thinking right now. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? And I think that this would not look very good on his legacy, and that's why I'm
not at all.
I think there's plenty of time left for them to make a push, at least to the play-in. I think if they make the play-in, there's a very good chance they actually make the playoffs. I don't know. I think LeBron just has that dog in him. He's able to rally guys better than anyone in the league, in my opinion. But yeah, only 2.5 games back. You got teams like the Jazz and Trailblazers ahead of you, the Thunder. You got the Warriors sitting at 9, which is like kind of annoying because I think that they're probably one of the better teams in the West.
And the Clippers too. And the Clippers are hanging back there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they make it. I'm gonna keep it short because I don't obviously watch them as much as you do, but yeah, I think there's a good chance they make it. Any other takers?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think from what we saw in the trade deadline, the Lakers moved from a borderline play-in team to a low playoff seed. Hopefully, I have faith that they can pull out that 8th seed, make a late season push. As Sam said, undefeated with the new talent. I think I really like the moves that they made. More importantly, the people that they let go from the roster.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna see a fresh team, a younger team.
Still love Russell Westbrook, though. I'm sorry.
I mean, I hate that like I'm celebrating Westbrook's departure because I do love that guy, but the Lakers just weren't a good fit for him in this stage of his career. And
Russell Westbrook.
yeah, as a LeBron fan, I would be absolutely devastated if he missed the playoffs in the same year that he broke the scoring title. Like that's what every MJ fan, every like hater of LeBron is gonna say. Oh, yeah, sure, he broke the scoring title, but he didn't even make the playoffs with like a loaded. Well, it's semi-loaded roster. I mean, Anthony Davis.
It is now. You got to think it's fairly loaded now compared to other teams in the West.
I agree.
All right. Speaking of another loaded
Rohan.
team, speaking of another loaded team in the West, let's talk about Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah.
I mean, first time playing together versus the Kings. They had lost 133 to 128
in overtime. By the
in
way.
overtime. Yeah, it was.
Well, they're 0-2 also because they lost the game after that with Luka and Kyrie, and then one of them didn't play. So they're sitting at 0-2 with their new dynamic duo.
Yeah. So I mean, how confident are we that this pairing is actually going to work?
I mean, Sam, do you want to go first?
You can go. I'll go after you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still fairly confident that it will work out. We've seen 2 games from them. I don't think we can judge a book by its cover in this case. And in that game that we just mentioned, they were each shooting from over 50% from the floor. I think that actually I don't know.
Kyrie 26 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty good performance from both of them. I think it'll just take a little bit more time to build up that chemistry they need to be getting wins consistently. And I don't know. I don't think that we should judge them for 2 games, 2 losses. Like I think that they'll be able to work out the Kings pretty well. They're both like arguably the 2 most talented guards in all the league, right behind maybe Steph and a couple others I might not be thinking of. But yeah, I mean, I think they'll ball out just like everyone expected them to.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to agree with you, and I'm a big Luka fan, and I mean, I don't know how much of a Kyrie fan I am, but he's still a great player. So you'd love to see them work out, and it's certainly a dynamic duo that should make some noise, and like we keep saying, an open West. But I just don't know. There's a lot of questions about that matchup. Obviously, we know the move was made out of desperation by the Mavericks in the first place, so they didn't make it based on fit. And we look at the defensive end where we thought all the problems would be. We just mentioned the first game, you let up 133 points, let up another 120 or so in the second game. So you're obviously seeing the struggles there with no Dorian Finney-Smith, no Dinwiddie, guys who could defend when they need to. You're small. You have Kyrie and Luka, obviously 2 non-defenders. Christian Wood is not exactly a paint protector, so you're really lacking the defense in the lineup right now. So I don't know, honestly. I think it all depends who they get matched up against. Obviously, Luka's good enough to carry a team through the first round, but if they get to the 4 seed and all of a sudden the 5 seed becomes a Clippers or a Warriors, I don't know. That would be hard to pick the Mavericks in that series. I know Kyrie's great. I know Luka's great, but there's more to the game of basketball than just 2 players who are dynamic. I think the defensive end matters, and their chemistry matters. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched or saw the clip of the last play of that Kings game. You can chalk it up to chemistry. I can chalk it up to 2 guys who feel like they're the alpha, who don't know which one should be taking the last shot in a moment where you need to get a shot off. You need to, if you miss it, you miss it, but you got to get a shot off, and they don't even get a shot in the air because they're both just playing hot potato. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it can work on the offensive end. We saw them put up points. I don't know how effective it was, but I don't see this working on the defensive end to the point where they can win a title.
Yeah, anything to add, Joe? Or-
I mean, I don't know how much faith I have in Jason Kidd to put all the pieces together in half a season to make a run. So
We'll see. He's a fine coach. I'm not worried about the coaching, frankly. I'm more worried about the defense, but we'll see. We don't got to spend too much time on that. I guess. Is there anything you guys want to add before? We'll probably talk about this again, anyways.
All right, so quick transition to our NBA game. We're doing a historical NBA logos quiz. We're gonna have teams of two. We're gonna have Michael and I on one team, and Sam and Vinay on one team. The way this is gonna work is there's gonna be a logo. You have the grid of logos. We're just gonna go one by one. If you can't get it, you can pass it on to the other team, and if they don't get it, we'll just skip it. And whichever team guess the most logos correctly, will win.
Who's keeping track? Who's keeping track?
I'll keep track.
all right, you guys go first.
Can we pick any?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, wait.
Wait, this is.
let me get this out. So I can
Are these
keep
like old logos?
Yeah, it's historical.
Okay.
All right.
Damn, I know pretty much every one of these. That's far.
Haha.
You got a good look at like beforehand, so I'm just gonna.
All right, this is the Lakers, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, hold on. You have to click on it. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Now what?
So is it my turn now?
Not your turn, yeah.
That's bullets.
Oh, I guess it's not bullets.
Oh,
Oh,
incorrect.
I guess. Or maybe it's wizards. I guess if.
Oh
Maybe
no,
they're
no,
going
you got one guess. It's our turn.
Yeah.
All right. Top right is
That's okay.
definitely
Golden State,
Golden
right?
State. Yeah.
Well, they were the Warriors, right?
Warriors.
Yeah. So that's two
Still,
for us.
still are the Warriors.
All right, Sam. This is definitely Pacers, right?
Yeah.
These are the Kings, right? These are the Kings.
Yeah. No. Don't.
Oh,
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Well, we could have.
Yeah,
That's the Bucks. No. Go back to the deer. Go back to the deer.
Bucks.
That's the Bucks.
That's
All right.
76ers.
We'll do the Bulls. We'll claim the Bulls one, which is the same one.
All right.
By the way, if you look at the Bulls logo upside down,
that
it
was
looks
the
like a
Heat.
robot reading a book. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Um,
now you're all
this is the Raptors.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even see these.
okay.
That's the Hawks. The one that you're on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the Spurs.
Incorrect. Wait, is that incorrect or no?
No, that's
Oh, okay.
correct.
No,
No, what?
we'll do the Nuggets. Nuggets on the one we're on right now, right? Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
If you click on the one with the guy and the sword next to the Raptors. No, yeah, that one. The Cavs. That's the Cavaliers.
This is the Spurs.
Yeah, we're doing that. The Spurs on, sure.
Oh, incorrect. Oh,
That's
wait.
incorrect.
Hold on. I clicked on the wrong one.
Okay.
Suns right here. Is this Phoenix?
Yeah.
We'll take the Nets in the top left, not all the way top left, but yeah, you know which one. No, not that one. Not that one.
This one.
No, bro.
Damn. Okay. All right.
All
Let's
right,
just do 76ers
that's
real-
the one right next to the Cavaliers is the Supersonics. The one to the left is the Cavaliers.
We'll leave all the hard ones for now.
All right. Well,
Okay.
this is the 76ers.
They gotta make a comeback. Let's go.
All right, bro.
the one
Timberwolves
to
right
the
here.
You're down four. You're down four.
Okay.
All right.
How we down
That's
four?
it.
All the way to the right is the Trailblazers.
The one to the left of the Thunder is also the 76ers. The one to the left of the Thunder one.
Okay, well, we'll hold that in our pocket.
Oh, they just took the Jazz.
Okay.
Did you mark them down for that one?
Yeah.
We'll take the Wizards. Not bottom. One more to the left. Up to the right. Yeah, right there.
All right, Sam.
All right, the one to the left of the Thunder. It's the 76ers. The far left next to it's the 76ers.
Oh shit.
No, that's
Oh.
the Pistons.
Bro, what?
Oh, okay, that's game
No, that was the
over.
Clippers. That was the Clippers.
Oh, that's the Clippers. Oh, damn.
Bro. They don't.
I'm tweaking.
All right, so the
Yo,
final
we do not condone the sponsorship. Hold on. Oh,
All right, let's just stop sharing.
All right, so the game is over. The final results are in. The score was a total of 11 for Michael and Rohan, and a grand total of 7 for Vinay and Sam.
How are we down 4? We got 2 wrong.
Yeah, that does not make any sense. We may have
Rohan is cheating
back,
the
'cause I did
score.
not know what we were
All right. When I edit it, I'll put the updated scores on the screen right here.
Wait, this looks wrong. How is the Pelicans? Isn't that the Hornets? The Pelicans one on the bottom,
Where?
all the way to the bottom.
Oh yeah, this one, dude. That's the Hornets, actually.
Yeah. How?
That is not
Yeah.
a Pelican.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what they used to be. Though. I mean, that's what they used to be before they turned into the Pelicans.
Bro, why are
How
the
is
Mets-
this the Hornets?
All right. Yeah. Whatever.
It was the New Orleans Hornets before it was the Pelicans,
Oh,
Alright,
okay,
well,
that's why. That's why.
and it was Charlotte Bobcats.
No, these are that's a Bobcat, yeah.
All right. Still a
Yeah,
very
but it was
good game.
Charlotte, so they're just saying like that's what it used to be. But
Yeah. All right. Are we cool? Are we done?
All right, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Very nice.
We'll switch into I think it's soccer or no, it's Michael's college football.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about on the college, actually, here, let's pause real quick because
Yeah, my
yeah.
bad.
No, you're chilling. You're chilling. All right. All right. On to college football. Obviously, it's still the off season, but Oklahoma and Texas are confirmed to move to the SEC a year early instead of 2024, or sorry, instead of 2025, it'll be 2024. That saves teams like UCF from having to play them twice. They're actually going to go all of next year without playing them once, which you would know if you watched our college football breakdown.
State of Florida breakdown, yeah.
Yeah. But go watch that video. Do we think this is a good or bad move for them, for the SEC? What are our thoughts? I mean, anyone can take it away.
I mean, I just, having more teams join the best conference of college football is obviously, ideal. Obviously, but I think, the more teams that join, I think, kind of dilutes it and makes it like less prestigious, I guess. I don't know. Like, that's just my take from like an outsider's perspective. But
It's
yeah,
not a bad take.
very, very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's gonna be. Honestly, I think that the games, from a purely like neutral standpoint, seeing Oklahoma and Texas take on the likes of Alabama, Tennessee,
We saw Texas take on Bama. We know
I mean,
how
well,
that
also
went.
like the SEC literally stands for the Southeastern Conference. Texas is in the South, and Oklahoma is not in the South or the East of like the United States. So like, if you're like, they have to like change the name at this point because this doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's still more southeast than like teams in the Big Ten or teams like
Yeah, it's
Pac-12.
more Southeast than like Oregon, sure.
I
Like,
guess.
I mean,
I just think that these two teams have to start building their defense and their trenches like
Yeah.
right off the bat.
yeah,
They got to upgrade in those areas if they want to compete for the title.
I agree. Sam, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it from a team's perspective, but obviously this move wasn't made from a winning perspective. It was made for financial reasons. It'll bring more money to the schools, and that's what they care about at the end of the day. I don't think it'll. I think it sets them back winning wise. It definitely sets Oklahoma back winning wise. But for Texas, I mean, you got guys like Arch Manning. You got the recruiting to keep up with SEC teams. You're top 10, 3 years in a row now? If we want to count early projections for like 2024. But yeah, so you can clearly recruit with them. Can you play? I don't know. We'll see what Quinn's like and all them. I guess I don't really mind for Texas, even though I don't think they'll do good as much as I mind for Oklahoma because I think it's a stupid move for them. They belong in the Big 12, and they can't hang with the SEC. This will just give teams like Vandy and Florida maybe a couple more free wins every year. But I don't agree. I don't agree with it from a winning perspective. But obviously, this wasn't made because of wins. This decision was made for money.
Yeah. A lot of stuff to break down. First, like Vinay just alluded to, you just said Florida and Vandy in the same sentence. There's a difference.
Well, the last time I said them in the same sentence was because Vandy won. So
Okay, and didn't have the NC State, but they're talking about how they're going to make a playoff push and be a top 4 team. That's a discussion for another day. The second part of that I want to break down is the fact that these are not free wins for the lowest teams in the SEC. I think Oklahoma and Texas could still be formidable middle of the road SEC teams.
Texas can. It's Oklahoma that I really picked the bone with. I think Texas is going to be a good team next year with Quinn and all the guys they brought in. And Vinay was talking about the trenches. They've got 5 stars on both sides of the trenches, so they're building them.
and
It's not as much Texas that I worry about. It's more Oklahoma that I
isn't
don't
there like
get
a 5-star QB coming to Texas?
Archman.
Yeah, Arch Manning. But they've already got a 5-star starting, so they've got guys. It's Oklahoma that I'm not a fan of making the move. But keep going. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So I think there's like three types of like entities you have to like think about and split up when you're digesting like this type of question. So the first is like what's best for these teams, right? And I think you hit it right on the head, Sam. Sure, short term you're probably going to lose more games. I think long term though, this is a net beneficial move for both of these teams. Not only do you get more funding, which is key for pretty much everything college football, but B, you're
Right.
able to recruit a lot better too, because you can sell the pitch of, hey, we're getting more funding. You're going to be developed by better coaches. You're going to play harder competition. And you know, there's a reason why the SEC always. There's a reason why the SEC
You're gonna lose.
NFL draft picks, right? Like even if you lose
I
short term,
guess, yeah.
even if you lose short term, you're still giving players the pitch of, hey, you're able to play in the SEC now. You're not playing for
Yeah.
the ACC or like you know a mid-tier like Big Ten team, which we know how bad
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are, right? Like you're able to say, you know, even like the middle of the road SEC teams, I would take over a lot of the upper middle tier, you know, Big Ten teams or ACC teams. And the reason for that is
No, I
because
gotcha.
they're facing so much competition. It really does just mean more in the SEC, in my opinion. Like I know it's just a saying, but I think that overall that is a good move for those teams in the long term. Sure, it might take them a while to be like formidable, you know, SEC title contenders. I think B is this good for the SEC? I do think it is good. They're one of the first conferences to make it to you know, get to a how many teams is that now in the SEC? Is it 16? 16, right? Yeah. They're one of the first conferences
I
to
think,
make,
yeah. I'd have to count them out, but yeah.
yeah, I think it is 16 because it was 14 before, 7 in the East, 7 in the West. But yeah, I'm also speaking of that. I'm very interested to see how it'll be restructured in the coming years. Whether it's just going to be the
Yeah, I want
top
to see which. I'm assuming it's gonna be one team in each division, but I'm interested to see who goes where.
Yeah, I've heard a ton of different proposals, like pods of 4. You know, whether the two best teams just with the best records or make it overall. So will be very interesting to see what route the SEC takes there. But I think in terms of the move for the SEC, this is also a great move. I think between the teams of Texas and Oklahoma and the SEC, this is a mutually beneficial agreement and move. I think it helps both actors. Then the third actor I kind of wanted to highlight was is this good for the NCAA and college football itself, right? Because when you start to make these moves where big conferences like the SEC are acquiring, you know, still what are pretty historic programs in Oklahoma and Texas, very historic programs actually. What does this mean for the future of college football? Will we eventually just be in a world where there's two mega conferences that are battling it out? I'm not sure. I think it's honestly.
You would hope not. I don't want that.
I don't see. That's the thing. We have to ask: is that likely? Is it going to, you know, kind of be?
I don't think it's likely.
Is it likely, and B, is it a net beneficial move for the NCAA? I think I personally do think it's relatively likely. If you look at, you know, the incentives of each of these teams and the conferences, it is in the team's best interest to go to the conference that's offering them the most money, and the conferences that are making the most money are the most competitive conferences that get the most viewership, and they're going to be able to outbid these other conferences how much they're willing to spend, right? If they're making more revenue long term, then they're able to pay more to get these conferences, to get these teams to join their conference, right? I think down the road, it might take a few years, but I do think we're going to live in a world where there are not 5 conferences in college football. There will be a lot less. Whether that gets to 2 or not, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think that there will be 5 conferences for very long. I think the ACC is definitely in trouble. I think the Pac-12 is close behind. And even the Big 12.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Pac-12 is doing better than ever. I do not know if they are far behind in saying that they're going to collapse soon.
I mean,
they are spiking right now.
Yeah, they spiked 1 year this year, but why don't we talk about the previous 10 years before that?
They still have a lot of. I mean, when we talk, there's a big difference when we talk about the elite programs that are in the ACC versus the Pac-12. If we want to talk about schools, like take away football from an entire perspective of it, you still have the Oregons. I know USC and UCLA are leaving, but you have Oregon, Washington, Cal, Stanford. Like you have a lot bigger named university. I didn't even name everybody, but that's Colorado for what that's becoming now. In the ACC, it's Clemson, FSU, North Carolina, everybody else, and even those top 3 aren't all that impressive.
Well, first of all,
I think there's a big difference between those two.
First of all, first of all, that's why I named the ACC first, and second, I
Yeah,
still
no, I
think,
agree. I agree with the
I
ACC.
still think the Pac-12 is in trouble just because I don't think that football is as big a part of culture in the Western United States nearly as it is in the Southeast, right? Or honestly,
That's fair.
even in like by the Great Lakes up north in the Big Ten, right? Like those are college football like regions, right? Even if you look at how well these teams in the Pac-12 are performing and how fun those games are to watch, even despite that, if you look at viewership and how many people are actually showing up to these games, it is not much at all. You look at USC's
Yeah,
attendance.
but you also have to look at like what's
Cal's
actually
attendance.
happening, like more than just us talking. Like
Well, but
the
the thing,
Pac-12 is absorbing teams as we speak. Like they're adding.
but
Like they're not subtracting. Well, they subtract, but
yeah, my whole point is that even if the Pac-12 is performing, and even if they are the second best team in the conference, it doesn't matter because when they are the second best team in the conference, they're still not getting the viewership to compete with conferences like the SEC and Big Ten to survive like down the road, in my opinion. I
there's
think
also just not really an alternative though. Like unless the Big Ten swallows it all, but I don't see that happening. They
I
took
think
USC and UCLA, and even that was questionable and almost got blocked. I think
well,
the Pac-12 is going to stand on its own because it's the only force out on the West. You can't just have all these Western teams get absorbed into an Eastern Conference or
my
Eastern
question is
Seaboard-based conference.
why not? Right? The games still
Because then
happen.
it's not the East anymore. Then it's not the East. Then
They
you
call
change
it
the name.
something.
You're
Sure,
changing the
they'll
dynamics.
change the name, but why? That doesn't stop them from having the ability to
But that's
compete.
more because you're also increasing your expenses because you're flying more. Your hotels. You're not using buses as much. So you got to fly every time.
I
You're
hate
doing
to break it
hotels.
to
You're
you.
paying more for all this. I know they already do this stuff, but
Travel
when we set a
expenses,
conference based up on location, you can bus to half these games in the Pac-12. So it's different than flying to each one of
travel
them.
expenses are infinitesimally smaller than the huge multi-million-dollar deals that are going on. Like that is not a
They're getting
concern for
paid
them at
though. We
all.
say viewership is down, but they're getting paid. I mean,
Exactly,
I
and
don't know.
that's exactly why we saw USC and UCLA join the Big Ten, right? Like, what is stopping the SEC and Big Ten from just adding more teams? That's only point A,
I
though.
mean the Big Ten, but the Big Ten is called the Big Ten. It's not called the Southeastern
Well,
Conference.
they're gonna.
So
I
I
mean,
just don't see.
I don't know.
I don't know. They
I
can't
think down
expand
the
that much.
road,
We have to we have to be realistic in a certain sense when we're talking about this too, basis off what we like think could happen. Like we have to look at that conferences are actively expanding. Like the Pac-12 is actively adding teams. They're not looking to disperse anytime soon.
but why
They're
are they
looking to
adding
stay
teams?
relevant.
Because they're losing
Well, they
teams,
got.
the
I
good
mean,
teams to
yeah. Well, these two just
the
left,
better conferences.
but I mean, they're not gonna infinite. They're not gonna keep losing. Like all these schools aren't gonna leave. UCLA, USC are historically in a different bracket than the rest of those teams. But like that, we'll see how they fare too. Like we're just
I
seeing
don't
this
know.
happening for the first time ever on this big of a scale. So especially you got to consider how those teams will fare in their new respective conference. I don't think they'll do all that great. I don't think the move is going to benefit them that crazy. So when we talk about two conferences in the future, I think it's a little ridiculous, but maybe we see three or four. But I can't see two giant conferences. Like at that point, just have no conferences and just have people schedule games against
Yeah.
themselves. Like I don't know.
Rohan just nudged me to the table, but I kind of do want to continue part B of this conversation, which is I'm sorry for exposing you.
Just expose
I
me.
thought it was just funny. It was funny. It was funny. I'll be judging Rohan too. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
But yeah. So part B of that is like, would that be something good or bad for the sport? And
I think that's horrible for the sport. I don't know. That's
yeah,
just my own take
I'm
on
very
it.
tempted to also say that it would not be something that's net beneficial for the sport. But at the end of the day, I think that I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to find reasons why it's good for the sport, but I do think that it could allow there to be maybe a better playoff structure in terms of if there's only two.
You,
Um,
that structure's already present. We're expanding. I mean, if you're gonna have the same results, you're gonna have the same few teams winning. You're just gonna have them beating different people to get there. But moving to the SEC does not mean you're all of a sudden knocking off Georgia. Like you think you're just gonna magically steal all their recruits because you're getting
no,
the
no,
same
no, no,
money.
no.
No, they get those recruits because they're winning every year. So I
Well,
mean, we want
let's
to. I
be
mean,
careful.
the beauty to me is that there's stylistic differences in each conference.
Yeah, let's be
And
careful
if you
with
just
the
absorb for money and you keep losing, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Regular season records don't really have much of an impact on recruiting, like we've kind of discussed. But yeah, I also agree. I don't think
I beg to differ. I think Miami's record hurt their recruiting class this year.
really they
As
have
a prime example, just like
they have
an
a top 7 class in the country.
No, but they lost two of their biggest guys and their marquee guy to a school that has nobody. They lost him to a school that went 1-11 this year.
So if
Because
that's
they got
true,
Deion
if that's
Sanders.
true, then how
But
do
but that's different because you're adding a primetime coach, and that's not like you're standing alone and just like you're adding a guy who's going to change the culture. Like they would not have lost Cormani if they went 10-3, 11-2.
I can promise you that the fact that Miami didn't make a bowl game is a very small percentage in the outlook of their calculus, like their decision-making calculus. Like,
I guess we'll see.
it's like 90%, like how much money they're making. That other 10% is, do I have Coach Prime teaching me how to be the next great DB, right? Like, I don't know. I kind of disagree on that front, but yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think for not having the college football season be in store, this is a pretty good discussion. Yeah, I was gonna try to find a game to play. Honestly, couldn't really find an amazing one. Maybe I'll show one next week.
Dude, real before we move on to the soccer segment, I saw this TikTok earlier, like today. It was like an interview with Dion, and someone asked him like, "Do you think you could lock up like Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, these guys like have their moments or whatever." And he said like something like, "Yeah, I'm a machine" or something like. Do you think Dion in his prime can like lock up these receivers like now? Like with their flair, like with their new shiftiness.
Without hesitation, I would say yes.
Really?
Yeah, because if they play in his era, they got to deal with like physicality and the rules.
Yeah.
Like Dion in his era perfectly fit like the rules and everything.
It pains me to say this, but I think he's definitely the greatest DB, corner at least of all time. And I don't think that we can just say that because Jay Jett is an amazing route runner that he would route up Coach Prime in his prime. There's no way that happens in my opinion. But pretty interesting to be honest. Ron, I'm about to.
Let's move into Rohan's soccer. With all that being said,
Get off.
What's going on under the table?
Yeah, Ron, what do you have going on your phone? Why don't you show the camera?
Anything you'd like to say to our audience or any?
Yeah, right now I'm about to match with this girl on Bumble.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I respect the honesty.
I'm clip farming that. That's getting clip farmed tonight. That's gonna be the first one that gets put on TikTok.
Yeah, Rohan
on TikTok right now.
All right, well, let's transition over. Rohan has to get locked in. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, shut up. Rohan, you better get locked in.
All right.
You know what's coming up right now.
What's coming up right now? I'm going to talk about the best sport on the planet, the best competition in the world. The UEFA Champions League.
Wait.
Round of 16.
Wait. You think that's the better competition?
I think
than the World Cup?
Oh, no, facts. All right, my bad. The second best competition in the world.
Well,
You caught me
freezing
lacking. But yeah. Champions League round of 16 kicked off. This week we had 4 matchups. The other 4 matchups are going to be happening next week. So to recap, let me pull up the scores real quick. But hey, talk to me. Like, what were your impressions of of the games that happened?
I mean, easily the highest football game that happened this past week was the PSG Bayern game. I was really anticipating that. I was really anticipating a PSG win, just based on like the terrible results Bayern have been getting. I think it was like 4 straight draws in German league play.
Yeah,
and that does not fare well when you're playing a team like PSG. But like they did not bring on Mbappe till the second half. They looked dangerous, but they couldn't get a goal. Kingsley Coman did his thing, and I'm really like. I have enjoyed PSG's downfall for the last 5 years, but enough is enough. I want to see them like at least make it past the round of 16 once, especially now that they have Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, this game was kind of a snooze fest. Like during the first 20-25 minutes, Bayern were like running circles around PSG because PSG's game was, play out the back, try to escape the Bayern press, which is something that not many teams can do. And give it to Neymar and Messi and let them figure it out. Because now without Mbappe on the field, they don't have a striker to kind of feed balls to. So they're kind of like, all right, we'll just give it to Messi and Neymar, see if they can like still move their way out of situations. Give it to this young 16-year-old guy who made his debut.
Yeah.
And just try to figure it out, and they got punished for it. Bayern ended up winning 1-0. Bayern probably could have won the game by a lot more, but they couldn't, take their chances. PSG ended up scoring an equalizer, which was ruled offside. Mbappe came on and scored, but it was ruled offside. So, yeah, Bayern have a 1-0 lead going into the second leg in 2 weeks. Other games that happened was Milan versus Tottenham. Milan won 1-0 game was also, kind of a little bit of a boring one, but I predicted Milan would win, and they did. A lot of people, including Vegas, had Tottenham winning this game, but the whole world sleeps on Serie A and the Serie A teams. Like people think that just because Pioli is having a rough season, they like write off Milan completely. But I think teams in Serie A are a lot more competitive as they seem. And a team like Tottenham, who has been vulnerable in the league and in Europe, just can't match up to the likes of Milan, especially when they're playing the San Siro. So the other games that happened, Club Brugge lost to Benfica 2-0. No huge surprises there. Benfica are probably one of the better teams in Europe right now. They're on like an undefeated streak in Europe for like 6 games right now, which is pretty incredible. And Dortmund versus Chelsea, Dortmund won 1-0. Well-deserved victory. Chelsea are absolutely a disgrace of a team. Today, well, our thoughts are
Chelsea's so funny to like make fun of. I don't even know anything about it. And I can still make fun of it. It's just so easy.
Yeah, I mean, they drew with Southampton today, who are in the relegation battle. They lost to Southampton, who are in the relegation battle. But in all seriousness, we do pray for Cesar Azpilicueta's speedy recovery. For those of you who don't know,
that's like what Chelsea fans are going through right now. A bicycle kick to the head. Like, that was so hard to watch. I actually don't know if he's okay.
He lost. Apparently, he lost consciousness on the field. He cut his head. He was on the floor for 10 minutes. Like they had to stretcher him off the field. So we pray for your speedy recovery. But what is this Chelsea side doing? Like honestly, Graham Potter at the helm. Really don't know if he's the guy.
I mean, forget Graham Potter. They're gonna need Harry Potter to wave his wand and fix that roster. And also make their billions of dollars of debt go away. What a poverty franchise! I turned on this game when I saw they were down 1-0 today to Southampton just to watch the theatrics, and it did not disappoint. And then things got really dark when Azpilicueta got bicycle kick to the head. If you saw that in the UFC, it would be all over Twitter, but it was really tragic to see that. That's kind of how the season's been going.
Yeah.
Just really it's fun to make light of, but then it starts getting seriously bad, and then that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
By the way, we should definitely clip that.
No, Sam, you better clip that.
Yeah.
But
I'll clip that, yeah.
you can watch all of our clips on our TikTok, link in the description. But anyway, we're gonna preview the 4 games that are happening this week. Just super quickly, we're gonna say who we're gonna expect to win that game.
In the UCL?
Yeah, the UCL. You can answer these too.
Okay, bet.
All right, so I'll give Michael the first one. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. This is probably one of my favorite
all
games.
I've heard all week is please take the Real Madrid line, please. It's a disgrace. So I'm gonna go with Real Madrid just because Benet and Rohan have been.
Bro, I'm gonna be taking it. By the way, I'm gonna bet on the Real Madrid money line. So
I'll give you some good bets later on. But I got bro. If Liverpool somehow managed to win this game,
we have to
I'll be
ask,
flabbergasted.
Liverpool played pretty well today, no?
No, they did well in Newcastle, hostile environment, but
I mean, their goalkeeper got a red card.
I know, yeah. But still, what was the end scoreline?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, I mean that's still a pretty regardless of a keeper goes down with a red card, a 2-0 scoreline is still impressive.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's see if they can beat the champions of Europe.
I mean, I guess
it's a final rematch. It's a rematch of the final last year.
That's true. So I have Real Madrid winning. What about you?
I'm gonna roll with Real Madrid just because I'm here for the full downfall.
They are playing in Anfield though, so that'll be a tough home environment.
Yeah.
Because they are playing in Anfield, I wouldn't be surprised with a draw. A draw for Real Madrid is still good. I think that's the minimum they can expect to take away from the game. If they go away with the win, that'd be massive. Or play in the Bernabeu.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I actually have a question for y'all. This is kind of a more general soccer question, but okay, thank you for that, Jan Stan. Really appreciate that.
I thought it was.
Oh, was that a cough? Was that a cough?
no, it was a yawn. It was a yawn.
Oh, okay,
Dude,
yeah.
oh my God.
All right, censor this, but fuck you.
I mean, it was a really.
All right,
thumbnail right there.
Thumbnail. That's a thumbnail. All right. Anyway,
that was genuine exhaustion.
wow, that's crazy. Crazy talk, man. Anyway, the question I have is, I personally think that there is no home field advantage more important than in the sport of football, American football. How much of a role does being the home team play in European or I guess the other type of football, the real football? I don't know. Do you think it's more than American football?
I mean, I would say it's about the same. Like the stakes are just as high when you're playing at home. I mean, the stakes are higher in a regular game in American football or in regular football if you play at home. You know, you want to win for your fans. You play, half of the games in your season at home. You want to take advantage of those.
Yeah.
Those that's in your environment. But when you play an away game, I think the stakes are higher in football because I think it's more hostile than in American football. I
Really?
think it is more hostile.
I don't know. Honestly, the hostility is something that I could give you, right? Like I think that like fans in Europe and fans all over the world do go crazy over.
I mean,
sport.
if you just Google some of the chants that happen in the Premier League, like we can't even talk about that on the podcast because they say some very like not so PG things to certain players. Like they will make fun of goalkeepers for like sleeping with their sister, or like they will say like, oh, you're like a child of you're like a bastard, or like
Remember
you
that one guy's cat?
yes, like Kurt Zuma, they like people literally chanted like
Yeah.
you had with the cat.
Yeah.
Like-
Dude, all right. Why are we putting this on the pod? No longer. We need to upgrade to rated R.
No, yeah,
Adult.
Good thing the Vatican
Audience
doesn't
only.
play. Good thing the Vatican isn't in the World Cup. I can only imagine. what
Anyway,
they say to
I do
these
have a.
guys.
All right. So first of all, I do get that, but I also think that there aren't frat boys like at these like games. Like they also say some pretty like vulgar stuff. Like
I mean,
I don't know. Like that's one thing. But the second question I have for y'all is, if you had to take a guess, right? There are currently 10 stadiums in the entire world that can hold a capacity of over 100,000. How many of them do you think are college football stadiums out of 10? Give me a number.
like two.
Two?
Yeah, probably like 2 to 3.
I'm
Two?
gonna say 6. Honestly, I'm gonna say like 6.
It's 8.
8?
They're 8 of the 10 biggest stadiums in the world are in college
Because
football.
I can name 3 off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure that are college stadiums. that
The
can-
3 biggest also
100,000.
happen to be in the Big Ten, which is really unfortunate and kind of embarrassing.
Wait, one of them
Penn
is
State, right? Penn
Field,
State's
right?
gotta be one.
One of them is it's Bodie Stadium, right? Like there's
Sorry.
a cricket stadium that has like a
Actually,
huge capacity.
sorry, I think it's 7, not 8. But Ann Arbor, Michigan, the Big House. Then you got
Penn State.
Penn State. You got Penn State. Then you got the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio. You got College Station, which I went to.
College
And-
Station.
Yeah, they hold 102,000 in there. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're going there next year. Can't wait. Knoxville, Tennessee. Texas and Austin holds over 100,000, and then Tuscaloosa in Alabama.
Wait, let me see.
It's honestly like
Texas does their football different. Texas
and
football
that's
is
honestly
different.
why I think that it's just bigger in college football. But also, like when you're calling plays and stuff, it's hard for the quarterback to like get calls off and communicate the line of
Yeah.
play, which I don't think is necessarily something that is as present in soccer, the soccer football that we're talking about here.
Yeah, the
I
highest
think we're getting a little
stadium-
thick here from where we started out before this question, but
Well,
Anyways, yeah, I just want to quickly touch on Michael's question. Some previous
Yeah.
years in the Champions League, like the rules kind of indicated just how important away game are and how high the stakes are for teams entering a hostile environment, because the tiebreaker used to be away goals.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, these
I remember that's what I was thinking. I was under the impression that the tiebreaker was still away
they
goals.
took that rule out, but I mean, the fact that that rule was in place just showed like how high you value, performing in a hostile environment.
Yeah, like I don't think we'll ever see a college football world where any tiebreaker is like away.
Oh, wait,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Which is it's a
No.
very fair point. But sorry, that was a whole side.
No, that was good. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
let's
But yeah, so
finish up your predictions, Rohan.
Alright,
Let's get
y'all
through
trying
this.
to play a game now.
we have to
finish.
talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So real quick, we'll go through the rest
Yeah.
of the UCL games. We'll go really fast into the Europa League games, and then we'll do our guess the football
Yeah.
club.
Bro, I think
So-
I'm gonna go 3 for 3 on these next 3 picks.
All right, yeah.
But,
So the next game is Eintracht Frankfurt versus Napoli. Who do you have?
Napoli. It'll be my best bet segment. Yeah.
Who do you got?
Napoli, no brainer.
Yeah, dude. If you don't take Napoli, you're probably gonna lose.
Oh, Zitan, come to Man United, please.
All right. Next, we have RB Leipzig versus Manchester City. Who do you
I
have?
have City. I know they drew today against Nottingham Forest, but I still think they just have too much talent for Leipzig.
I'm gonna call a draw here. They're playing in Austria, so I got it. Is this in Austria or is this in Germany? I think this
Where
is
are they playing?
Manchester City. Oh, it's in Germany. Yeah, so they're playing in Germany versus Manchester City. I got to back the boys. So I'm gonna go for a draw.
Back
And
the
Leipzig.
boy, back the boys. What boys are you backing?
The Leipzig boys
Okay.
go for the upset.
Oh, is that
A draw or for
are
a
they
win.
called the boys?
No, the
Oh.
boys like the Leipzig. Like my boys.
Okay, I didn't know that you had a personal relationship with
Yeah,
them.
dude.
Okay, whatever.
Dude, I'm rolling with RB.
Okay,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
No bias there.
They have the meats.
I don't know. I have a feeling a Pep Guardiola disaster class of overthinking tactics is.
Okay.
I think Timo Werner is just gonna go off.
Here's the thing: they're gonna like barely win this first leg 1-0, and then Man City's gonna go back to Manchester and blow them out like 5-0 in the second leg.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the last game is Inter Milan versus Porto. Who do you
I
got?
have Inter here.
I have Inter as well, unfortunately.
I mean, is it in Portugal? Because those Portuguese environments are some of the craziest.
It's in the San Siro.
Okay, well, I got to give that stadium the respect it deserves. I'm taking it.
No, yeah, San Siro has to be one of the most
Yeah.
historic stadiums. All right, so really quickly, Europa League. Also, we have the playoffs. Dude, Juventus absolutely disappointing. Don't really want to talk about it. They better win this week in France. But real quick, there's actually just like, a lot of games. But yeah, my biggest takeaway is that Manchester United are a team to be reckoned with. We said a few weeks ago that the winner of the Manchester United Barcelona game will be in the finals, and I stand by that wholeheartedly. That game was honestly an amazing game. Like Benay and I were watching that, we were on like the edge of our seat for the entirety of the game. And Marcus Rashford definitely proved that he is him. What are your thoughts on that, Benay? Like actually,
I mean, just from a fan standpoint, I was so incredibly hyped to see us come back from a 1-0 deficit. I thought that going down 2-0 might be too much to handle in that tie, and we responded by going up 2-1 in the next. It was really fast.
Yeah, within 8 minutes, you were up 2-1.
And of course, it was all catalyzed by Marcus Rashford. I think he's playing like the best striker in Europe right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think there's anyone more dangerous than him to score on a given day. Jadon Sancho, I feel like he left some chances on the field, but I really liked what I saw from him. I definitely think that back in Old Trafford, it's going to be quite the shootout, but I like our odds just based on how we finished that game and also the injuries that Barca sustained.
Yeah, no Gavi, no Pedri, no Dembele.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight. They're not gonna go down easily, but I like our odds, and it was a really happy like just feeling to see us respond after so much crumbling over the last.
Also, real quick, let's give our predictions for the next. We already did that. All right, yeah. So with that, I mean that pretty much wraps up all I have to say.
I also do want to say one thing real quick.
Yeah,
Europa League was kind of turned on its head today in terms of the games that were played, right? Like there were a lot of upsets in my opinion. Like I don't know, I played some pretty big parlays that were like not a lot of money, but like a lot of legs, and like a lot of them were like very unexpected outcomes in my opinion. I think we had the Southampton draw.
Southampton are not in the Europa
Oh,
League.
sorry.
The Premier League.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, what other games happened? this
Freaking
month?
casual.
Brentford
probably.
lost, right? I don't know. Just overall,
Yeah,
there was a lot of surprising outcomes in my opinion, where like the favorites did not win. I guess I don't know. They didn't put it on its way.
Yeah, Brentford drew with Crystal Palace. Brighton lost to Fulham. That's an upset for
Yeah,
sure.
Bournemouth actually beat Wolves, which was also a pretty big upset.
Nottingham drew with Manchester City. All right,
Yeah.
Sam, can you yawn a little bit louder to the mic, please?
You turn back.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, a couple of those games were pretty surprising in my opinion. Sucks to see. I was pretty confident in those games. Yeah.
All right, Sam, let's get out of it. All right, we're gonna move on to the game that was a lot of fun actually last time.
Yeah, rematch.
Guess the football club. We're gonna do a rematch.
Sam, let's do this, and we can use our.
We got
phone.
this.
Yeah, you guys can use the internet, whatever resources you can find.
Sam, come
We
on.
almost won without the internet.
We'll see if we need it, but like, come on, we're at a structural disadvantage here. We watch a lot less of the sport.
Yeah, so we're
As you
gonna.
guys can tell, Sam is a big fan of soccer. He watches all the time.
Yeah, he loves.
He loves.
I do grind FIFA. I grind FIFA.
Oh, dude, we
we
gotta
gotta
play
run
sometime.
FIFA.
We're low key like very.
We gotta do an episode where we play Sam.
I honestly would take the three of us in FIFA versus any other three out there. That I don't know.
Oh yeah, I can't play. I mean, I'm not that good. I don't play like Ultimate Team or anything, but I'm pretty solid at it.
We don't play Ultimate Team. We play like a lot of seasons.
I do franchise. Yes, bro. I play franchise or seasons, whatever it is, and I just grind that.
Also, if for some reason Conrad Hellwiggy or Hellwich, I don't even know how to say your last name. If you're watching this, just remember that you were talking all that for like a year in FIFA. Then I finally played you and I beat you 1-0. Just wanted to remind you of that moment. I know you're going through a lot right now because the Birds lost, and I'm sorry I put you through more pain. But yeah, I just wanted
All right, let's get
reach
this.
out and see if we
Let's
get
get
a
active.
rematch maybe. Let's get a rematch sometime.
All right, guys, we officially
Let's
have
get
cleared
active
the board
here.
of any false advertising and sponsorship.
Let's
so
go.
Without any
All right, who goes first? Who goes first?
Can you guys go first this time? Because we went
All
first
right,
last
yeah,
time.
all right, sure.
All right.
So let's just start with like a Central Europe team. You just go with Bayern to start off with.
Okay.
I'm actually I'm gonna go preheat the oven. I'll be back.
All right. Okay. Okay, so it's 595 kilometers northeast. So what's northeast of Germany?
We got Poland,
We have like the Scandinavian,
Russia,
Russia. Like, you want to go with somewhere in Scandinavia, like Denmark?
Denmark. We can go Copenhagen.
Yeah, let's go to Copenhagen. Do they not have Copenhagen?
Bro, they don't have the Danish on here, but they have the Chilean.
No, they definitely have it.
No, I mean, like, bro. Maybe C.
Hey everyone, post-production Rohan here. Just want to let you know this game went on for quite some time, but I'll just cut to the important stuff. So yeah, enjoy.
Oh wait, is this Serbia?
No, that's Hungary.
Oh,
my god.
Oh crap! I just accidentally clicked on that.
Bruh.
Bro, where is Hungary? Like,
Hungary is like Eastern Europe.
Yo, sometime today, guys. Goddamn.
All right, buddy. We don't get access to the internet, all right?
oh,
You already put a German team and it wasn't right. What
That's Belgian. That's Belgian.
get exposed, man.
Hey, we get
Oh my god.
They gave us like the most like remote European country.
Can I give you a hint?
Oh, Slavia, Praha, or Sparta? Praha?
Sparta, dude. Let's go Sparta.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of Slavia.
Nah.
It sounds like
Slavia sounds like saliva, which is cool.
saliva. Or,
Nah.
wait, how's that? No, it sounds more like slave.
That's not cool.
Oh,
Czech Republic. Okay, so I think it's Russia, dude.
Yeah, I
We
think it's
don't
in.
know.
I think it's in Poland.
Poland?
Yeah.
Bro, I did not know
Yeah.
a single team in Poland.
Warsaw.
Like, little Yachty took the walk there.
Oh shoot!
All right. Yeah,
Sorry,
lock it
sorry.
in. Lock it in.
Whatever.
Oh,
Dude,
it is in Poland.
All
All right. Honestly, I would have never gotten this team, bro.
right, Michael, let's do this.
All
I
right,
would've
let's
never
make
gotten
it quick,
this team.
Sam. Let's make it quick. I guess the internet is kind
Yeah,
of.
let's do Tel Aviv. Start off with some Tel Aviv action.
Let's start with Tel Aviv. Yeah, I think it's also a good location because it's pretty
Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Maccabi. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Good
Yeah,
luck.
good
with
luck.
So it's to the west.
Good luck.
It's to the west.
11
Oh my god.
kilometers.
All right. Yeah.
Left.
Yeah. This is fine. This is fine. You know why?
I think it's America now that it says that.
Good luck.
It
It's also
is.
going to be a small ass team. Dude.
Can you do Miami? Or Inter?
No, they don't have Miami. Remember, they have Orlando though. I'm pretty sure.
They do Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quick. Yeah. So
Oh,
you're-
Yeah, we're in America.
Dude, they got such
baby.
an easy team.
Oh, Los Angeles.
Yeah. This is LA. Yeah. 3,800.
LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
or
LA Galaxy.
LA.
Yeah, we'll go.
I like
Galaxy. We'll go Galaxy. Okay.
Yeah, good luck. Dealing
Good
with
luck.
The founding year. Low-key, it's more embarrassing if you don't get it with
With any of this information.
Wait, what's San Francisco? Yeah, type in San Francisco.
Yeah, they don't. They
I
have.
don't think they have a team, do
they
they?
have. They have an MLS team for sure.
No, they don't.
Psych.
All right, well, I know you're not talking. You just got
isn't there-
country by the end.
Isn't there another Los
Yeah,
Angeles
mine.
team like LAFC or like Sacramento? Or I don't. No, not Sacramento. What else is in California?
Try Los Angeles Football Club.
No, it's not. But
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, it is.
All right, you guys want to lock in LAFC?
Yeah.
No. Why would we do that?
No,
No, it's not.
Sam wants it. Sam
We know
wants
it's not in LA because it's over 500.
Okay. Fine. What other stuff is in California though?
It's a pretty
Unless
big.
it's in Alaska.
Bro,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alaska.
no, that's a great idea.
that
Oh shoot.
we should clip it. To be honest. Let's clip that. That was a bad take.
FC Anchorage.
FC Anchorage. FC Eskimo.
Bro, this has to be like. Okay, actually, I'm not gonna say anything.
Wait, is there like where's Anaheim? I honestly don't know where Anaheim is.
Yeah, Anaheim.
All right, for reference, Michael Googled soccer clubs in California and is on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that's part of the. I'm
No,
allowed to do
I'm letting the viewers, I'm letting the viewers
That's
know.
set on California.
Just
yeah.
type in MLS teams founded in 1995.
All right, yeah, that's probably a way more efficient.
You know what? Let's take Portland and see if it's south of that.
Portland
Yeah, the
Timbers.
Timbers. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it is south of that. So it is Cali. It's
Yeah.
San Francisco. All signs are pointing to San Francisco. I just need to find a team that's in San Francisco.
Well, there's no team.
Founded in 2009. San Francisco.
It's definitely in San Francisco.
49ers.
Wait, what's their team name?
Well, I'm trying to find a.
There is no team in San Francisco. I'll give you that for free.
Dude, there are teams in San Francisco. Maybe they're not MLS teams, but
I don't. All right,
What they have? What's
I
the?
don't think they'll have like any
Is
other.
it the NSL, like the National Soccer League? Or
Yeah.
something?
look up Redwood. I don't know.
Okay, it's got to be an MLS team.
Yeah, I think it's a.
Oh, San Jose. San Jose.
Oh yeah, very true. No.
What? Robert.
You guys want to run
Fuck.
Real Salt Lake City, Utah?
Bro, but that's not true though. Like it's when we typed in LA, it said it was
Yeah,
northeast.
San Jose, the Earthquakes are in the MLS.
Bro, what? Why are we getting robbed right now?
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
this is all right.
Come on, give me my
Yeah,
here. It's the earthquakes. Lock it in.
All right. But they're not gonna do one more. We'll do a speed round because we need some redemption.
No, dude, that's
No,
way
get
too
out of
long.
here. It's
No,
best
no.
No,
bets.
we'll do a speed round.
You lost.
Dude, you're
No, you're canceled, bro.
Dude, come on, you already lost.
We're doing a speed
No,
round.
you lost. This is best bets time.
This is getting cut out, bro.
This is all getting cut out.
Man United.
Oh, dude, Tottenham. What?
Oh, right, West Ham.
What?
Hold on. North London.
I know. I actually know what it is.
it
I know what it
Chelsea?
is, and I haven't even looked. I think.
All right.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong.
All right, well, good thing that all got cut out and none of it mattered. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I think-
Well, yeah, good stuff.
all right, time for best bets.
Oh shoot! My bad.
All right, yeah, I'll go first on my best bets. So basically, last week I kind of had some bets that were still pending. So an update on those. One of them got pushed, one of them hit, and one of them didn't. So I'm 1 for 2 on last week. Or for the 2 weeks ago and for last week. I'm still waiting for 2 Champions League games to happen, but so far I'm 1 for 1. So exciting stuff there. For this week, I have some absolute locks for y'all. So my first lock is Real Madrid money line versus Liverpool at plus 185. I don't know what Vegas is thinking here. They have Real Madrid as the underdogs. Even though they're going to Anfield, I still think they'll be able to get it done. Liverpool, again, poverty franchise, can barely beat, Newcastle United. So yeah, I got it back, Los Blancos. Next, I have Juventus money line versus Spezia. After the horrific draw that we suffered at home to 13th place in the French league, I think Max Allegri comes out with the trident of power. Chiesa, Vlahovic, and Di Maria, and
Against Spezia?
against Spezia, yeah.
R.I.P. Spezia. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so lines at minus 160. So I'm taking that, bro. We need to bounce back. And lastly, my lock of the week, the lock I've been taking like every single time Manchester United play is Marcus Rashford, anytime goal scorer. The line's at plus 110. I think I've made over like $10 just off of this man on like $1 bets. So he's the hottest striker in Europe right now. He's on a scoring streak. Definitely, someone to look out for. And for a Leicester City defense who has been struggling in the league, Marcus Rashford is definitely going to be a very dangerous man. And also to remind everyone for the bets that are still pending is a Real Madrid money line versus I took the Real Madrid money line as my last best bet.
Oh,
as well.
That's okay. Maybe that's why it's a lock, right?
Yeah.
It's a lock of
So,
two
and
weeks in a row unknowingly.
So I'm waiting for Real Madrid again, and I'm waiting for Napoli to beat Frankfurt. So those are my best bets.
All right, so I guess it's my turn. My overall record has now improved to 16 of 23, which is pretty close to 70% if you type that in your calculator on your phone. which means that if you've been following my bets and been taking them one by one, you'd be up, I think, 40% profit according
Wait,
to
how
my
are we at 23?
What?
How are we at 23? I mean, I
'Cause
know we
one of
had
mine-
the week or two where we missed best
yeah, I
bets,
don't
but shouldn't
think.
it be
Well, I think
22?
one of mine is still pending. It might be honestly, it might be
Oh, yeah, okay.
might be
Okay.
16 of 24, which is like I think I don't even know, like 70, there's 66%.
I think it is 20. I want to say it's 24, yeah.
Yeah, 66.67%. But yeah, so I guess my bets for this week are well, actually, a quick recap from last week. Brentford, we were waiting on Brentford to cover +1.5. Yeah, they did that pretty easily. They tied Arsenal. The second was over 2 first half field goals at +320. That didn't happen. There was only 1 first half field goal in the Super Bowl. Then Kenneth Gainwell over 19.5 rushing yards at -115. That hit. He had 21 yards in the game. That was a really close one. Appreciate you, Kenneth Gainwell. You just gained me some money. Last and not least, Devontae Smith, over 62.5 receiving yards. He had 100 receiving yards in that game. And then we talked about Jalen Hurts and his performance earlier on the pod. But yeah, that cashed as well. So I think it was 2 of 3 last week and 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 the week before. But time to get to my picks for this week. First is I think Vinay, you will like this one. It's Man United money line versus Leicester. It's sitting at -165 right now, but I'm still going to take it. Kind of want to inflate my record. Coming for the throne, and you know who else is the king of the throne is LeBron. I'm taking Team LeBron over Team Giannis in the All-Star
That's
game.
my pick too. You got my pick right there.
Oh, I didn't even see it, but yeah, -155. There's no way he sets the scoring title record and loses in the All-Star game. I mean, it's not happening. I also think he has a better squad. I looked at it like a little bit earlier. Yeah. I don't
Wait,
know.
what? They draft right before tip off.
Okay, sorry. They don't even have their teams picked. I was looking at last year's teams apparently, but LeBron does draft pretty well historically in All-Star games, so you can use that information as you will. Lastly, I'm hopping on the same kind of wave as Rohan from last week at Napoli +115 versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah, I don't know.
It's Eintracht.
All right, say it into the mic, yeah.
Eintracht.
All right, yeah. What he said, Frankfurt at +115. I think they handle business and yeah, hoping to go 3 of 3, just like any other week. But yeah, Vinay, are you next? Sam.
Sam, go ahead.
All right, so I'm for the record, I went 1 of 3 on my official best bets, but let's not let this fly under the radar that I made $240 off of some ridiculous plays from the Super Bowl, and none of them were in my best bets. I'm actually gonna pull my flip up here so I can just go through all the stuff that I won.
Doesn't
It doesn't count. I'm actually gonna cut
doesn't-
from the episode.
No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count, but I'm going to flex it anyways. What day was the Super Bowl? February what? 7? What? 8, 11? No, 12th. Yeah, so we had Philadelphia Eagles halftime money line, Kansas City full-time money line. That was +675, but I hit that, of course. Wasn't in my best bets or anything. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. I think we all kind of saw that one coming, except for me because I picked against them originally. Jason Kelsey to be shown first during the national anthem as opposed to Travis Kelsey. That was a lock. Got to show Big Bro first. And I hedged it all with Kansas City Chiefs money line just in case they did end up winning. So that hit too. So it's like 4 bets right there. And then the Chiefs money line was one of my best bets that hit. But anyways, I digress. As we move into this week's Team LeBron money line, I'm right there with Michael. It's an all-star game, so let's take the over. 324 and a half points is the line. I'm going to take the over on that.
Wait, isn't there like a cap on like there's like a just
honestly I have no idea. I'm just looking at the line that's over and it's an
but
last year
wasn't there like
it was based
a target
it was based off of the points that they already scored.
But he's right.
Oh,
it's based off of
it's calculated and then they add on like X number of points.
Okay, sure thing.
And this is and then this is gonna be like just to kind of throw it out there. Buddy Hield to win the 3-point contest.
Oh, dude, I was gonna take that. I was talking to Vinay about that earlier. I love that.
Yeah, I don't really like any of the guys that are going. He's plus 400. I mean, Dame is shooting too, but
yeah, I mean, you got Laurie Markkinen in there. Like,
I'm gonna take Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I love.
I was thinking of taking Dame to take All-Star Game MVP, but I'm gonna leave that out because I want some of these to hit. So
Dude,
I'm gonna go
that
over
line- That line for Buddy Hield is crazy. It's like plus 400.
plus
something.
400. I'm gonna take it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
actually gonna put a lot of my XP money on it.
yeah.
But yeah, Buddy Hield to win the 3-point contest. Team LeBron money line and over 324 points. That's where I'm going with this.
Damn, what are you gonna bet on once the basketball season's over?
I'll probably just do whatever you do for soccer because I can't stop. Because I'm not addicted. I'm just dedicated. There's a
I can't stop.
All right. TikTok content right there.
Until I run out of it, I always find a way to end up with more money in there, with whether it's from XP or I just randomly hit something on my last dollar. But it never runs out. So until then, I'm just gonna keep betting on random stuff.
Great player.
I'm just dedicated, not addicted.
All right, Blake, take us home. Take us home.
Yeah, basically last week I went 1 for 3 for like the 4th straight week. So, nothing new there. Not really going to get into it because this week I'm already 1 for 3 already. Hopefully 3 for 3. Basically my first play, Lipscomb money line. You heard that right. Lipscomb.
Hey, that's probably against FGCU. I don't want to hear any of that.
No, actually it's against the Jacksonville Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I hate those guys.
A nice
We
little
hate them.
collab there between Jacksonville and Miami. But it's not enough to beat Lipscomb because what an interesting name, right? And they're favored. I'm gonna take the money line. That's tonight. That's gonna cash.
Wait, what's the line at?
Minus 230. Okay, but hold on. Like, I've been going one.
He needs a comeback. He needs a
Hey,
bounce
so
back.
am I, but you know what? I still went on a limb and took plus 400. So
Right. This next line I took. Apparently it just wrapped up. Actually, it was earlier this evening. New Orleans plus 13.5 against Northwestern State. This is college basketball we're talking about. I am rocking my New Orleans Saints jersey that actually Rohan was nice enough to get me. Shout out Rohan. I will be rocking this during the NFL season, and whenever I put my money on New Orleans,
no better fit to go 3-13 then, or 3-14.
bro.
Dang.
I'm trying to celebrate this win. I mean, yeah, we'll see how Tua comes back from his.
Can't wait for Andy Dalton to light it up next year.
He will. He's gonna light up the Dolphins, man. Dolphins are. Yeah, that actually cashed against. So New Orleans covered. They always got me covered. I'm covered in this jersey right now. And last but not least, we got Jessica Andrade in a random UFC fight against Erin Blanchfield. She is just a really formidable fighter, in my opinion. She's Brazilian, and you know how Brazilians are. And I don't know why Rohan is zooming heavily into a picture of her right now. I mean, like, if you guys want to put a face to this,
Hey,
man,
I'll take that
she
money
is
line,
Brazilian,
too.
and look how determined she is.
She would kick all of her.
Bro, I would be so scared.
An automatic block. Erin Blanchfield, I'm sorry, you're getting rocked.
Yo,
tonight.
Neil, would you take this woman in a fight?
Absolutely fucking not.
All right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Our live audience says that they would 100% take this person to win in this jersey.
Yeah,
Okay.
we already-
Our live audience actually
Play
called
like
her
this.
a little bitch.
I'm going 3 for 3. I'm coming back for that title. I think I already lost it, right? Like already. But yeah, Lipscomb, New Orleans, Jessica Andrade.
Yeah,
Damn.
dude. I was looking at the UFC lines too, and that just sounded like a cool name. I was about to take it.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was Brazilian until just now. so-
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that wraps up our 10th episode. So thank you so much for coming along and ride with us. We're gonna continue to make some more content for y'all. Keep leaving comments, liking, subscribing.
Well, not keep doing it because y'all just straight up aren't doing it. But please start doing it.
Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, start doing it.
Yeah,
Start
we
now.
might have Harris on as a special guest next week to discuss the MJ Braun debate. I think it'll be pretty
We're
one-sided.
also at 80 subscribers. We can hit it. Let's hit 100, guys. Come on.
Dude,
We're
yeah, wait,
Yeah,
why don't we hit
we're-
100? What are we talking about?
We're
here?
20 subscribers.
My goal-
100.
My goal is to hit 100 by April 19th. My birthday is in.
Wait,
2 months
your
in
birthday
a-
is one day before 420.
Yeah, I know. I really missed
which
the
we
mark
don't
on
know
that.
anything about, by the way.
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But come on.
Anyway.
20
Oh, guys, back
subscribers
me up
in 2
here, bro. I
months.
don't-
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have plenty of time to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like it up. All you have to do is if 20 people go on their friend's account on YouTube and just press subscribe when they aren't watching, That'll get us to 100 subscribers. So that's all we need. Please do that. If you show us a video of you doing that, we will give you a huge shout out on the pod, and maybe you'll even have
And I'm gonna sell the 100 subscriber. I'm selling you $5.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Ooh.
100.
Dude, no one's gonna subscribe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no one gets to subscribe.
All right, how about this? If I go 3 for 3, the entire
It's okay.
proceeds,
No one will see that.
that I get from going 3 for 3 this week are gonna go to our 100 subscribers.
or to our next 20 subscribers.
Oh,
Split
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so
Actually,
I can see our most recent subscribers. So
Yeah.
if you subscribe between now and when we hit 100 subscribers, you will be entered.
We'll just
to win
all
a
of us,
giveaway.
all of us will do it. If we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
3 for 3, any of the winnings that we get from that will split between the 20 next subscribers. So,
No,
we could do a
only
giveaway
one
for the
out of the
next
next
20
20 subscribers.
subscribers.
one of the next 20. All right.
Wait.
yeah.
Wait, why don't we do a giveaway and the next 20 subscribers are entered in it, and then once we hit 100, we pick from one of
Guys,
them.
we're
Yeah.
currently planning what we're going to be doing with our next 20 subscribers. As you can see, we don't really know. Something cool is going to happen. So
We'll put it in the description what we end up deciding. But yeah, if you subscribe between now and when we hit 100
Leave some
subscribers,
comments
I'll
what
be
we should
entered to
do.
the
Raffle?
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Sorry, I didn't even hear what you said.
Let us know.
But yeah. Thank you for watching. It's been a
I don't know.
pleasure. Oh, they're looking up some. Who is
Okay,
this?
hold on. I looked up Lipscomb to see if they're a legit university. I mean,
Looks like they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. They're like a Buffalo.
They play in the highly esteemed ASUN conference. It's a very tough conference to get into. Only the elite
Okay.
programs play in it. So Lipscomb is very legit.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next week, or a mini episode drops. Peace out, y'all.
I do have some mini episodes coming, so stay tuned.
Wait, we just found a Lipscomb professor.
Yeah, see, I
All right.
told you it's an elite university. Just look at the
Elite
All right.
stuff. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Hey, post-production, Rowan here again. Basically, for the giveaway, what we're going to do is if you subscribe between now and by the time we hit 100 subscribers, what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of y'all who comments on this video. You have to be subscribed and commented on this video. We're going to reach out to you, ask for your Twitter or your Instagram details, and we will give you whatever we win from our best bets this segment if we do win. So it's basically dependent on us winning and you subscribing and commenting on the video. So yeah, if you want a chance to win some money, subscribe, share with your friends, split the earnings with them, and comment down below. Also, Sam still needs to do a punishment for losing his TCU wager, so please comment down below. And yeah, thanks again for the support. 10 episodes has been crazy. Can't wait to pump out more content for y'all. But yeah, see y'all soon.